Owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles, we are here today for a mega showdown between a regular Ikoria booster and a collector's booster. So obviously, if we were to just do this based off of the value of the cards in the pack, this would win by such a huge margin that that would be a crazy way to do things. So how we're going to do it is we are going to have a flavor battle. So whichever card is more flavorful is the one that's going to win that round, and we'll count them up at the end. So we'll have our two little separate piles. The last time I did something like this, I heard back that showing both cards at the same time was disorienting for some people, so we'll just do it one card at a time. All right? I guess we're gonna have to do a little bit of maneuvering because the layout of the packs will be slightly different. So we'll have a token compare against the token. So we'll set this at the back where the token will be, and then we'll go through the pack normally. All right? So let's start out and see what we got. On this side, we have Cathartic Reunion. So this is 1 red and 1. As an additional cost to cast a spell, discard 2 cards. You get to draw 3 cards. The soldier had given up his wealth, his title, and even, oh man, this just went out of focus. What's going on here? All right, weird. Even his home, but he had no room for regret. At last, he had saved his friend. All right, so this is like a part of a 3-story arc, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to do it on its own. So Cathartic Reunion, you can see this guy hugging this long, sweet neck. It's all right. It's not like too super exciting, but it's okay. And then we have the Mysterious Egg. 1 to put out, 0/2. It's an egg. Whenever this creature mutates, put a +1/+1 counter on it. And it says, a good forage if you can find it, but eat it before you get back to the sanctuary. The guards won't let you bring it through the gates. So that's just talking about how they don't want any monsters inside the cities. That makes sense to me. I mean, in terms of which one is more flavorful, overall, I like the flavor of the Mysterious Egg more than hugging the dinosaur. So I'm going to give the win to the Mysterious Egg. We'll put that over there. Honestly, I'm still working out how the best way to record this without pulling focus in ways that doesn't work. So, let's move on. We've got Divine Arrow. 1 white and 1. It's an instant that deals 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. It says, outside Drannith's walls where collateral damage is of no concern, the copper coats are free to use more potent methods. So, I mean, honestly, this doesn't feel terribly divine overall, you know what I mean? It just looks like a magic arrow busting through a dinosaur. That's what it looks like to me. So it doesn't feel like some sort of divinity, some sort of god-infused power, but the artwork is pretty evocative either way. I mean, you have a mage blasting a sheer beam of power straight through a dinosaur. That's nothing to sneeze at, all right? And then we've got Dreamtail. Oh, hold on. Does this help if I move this over here? How do I... Hello? Stop it. Focus. There we go. There we go. Dreamtail Heron. 1 blue and a 4 for a 3/4 a 3/4 flyer. Whenever this creature mutates, draw a card. And you can see the bird flying with some kind of dream essence leaking off of him. I'm going to give the flavor win to the Divine Arrow. This is underwhelming to me. So... that means, hold on, I gotta make sure I do this right. Last time I screwed up. So we'll put the losers over there, and we'll have the winner piles down here, and we'll try and just keep these 2 piles on the screen so that everything works right. We got a green on green battle. I do love me some green. So we got Wilt. 1 green and 1. Destroy target artifact or enchantment, and it's got cycling for 2. Nothing returns from the nightmare nests of Indatha unscathed. All right, so I mean, this is when I look at this artwork, it feels like a Venus flytrap plant that's learned to wield a bunch of weapons. I prefer this more as like an umbrella stand that can be activated into battle. But in terms of like wilting, it's like, okay, you're making, is that what's supposed to be happening here? Is this supposed to be like a plant that is made of a bunch of artifacts and it's wilting? I'll admit, I don't understand this card 100% when I look at it. It doesn't tie together in a way where I automatically get what's going on, but I really like the artwork. And that is going up against Sudden Spinnerets. 1 green for a instant. Target creature gets +1/+3 until end of turn. Put a reach counter on it. What's natural on Ikoria continues to delight me. So this is Vivian Reed talking about how she likes the mutations that are happening. You've got a, like an elk beast that is also now able to send out spider webs. So at any point, anything on this plane could become Spider-Man. I gotta say, honestly, I don't know which one to pick, like in terms of like which is more flavorful, because this artwork is not appealing to me. It's not, I don't know, man. It doesn't feel like an elk that's learned to shoot like spider webs or vines or whatever. It feels more random than anything. So I think I'm just going to go based off the artwork, and I'm going to give it to Wilt because I really like this artwork a lot. All right, let's move on. What do we got? Lurking Deadeye. So we've got Lurking Deadeye, and that's 1 black and 3 for a 4/2 flash human assassin. When Lurking Deadeye enters the battlefield, destroy target creature that was dealt damage this turn. There's no roar so mighty that it can't be silenced. All right, you know what? That's a pretty good saying when you combine it with the artwork here with this crazy massive longbow with 3 crazy arrows tipped with crystal. I'll admit, I don't understand the crystal thing on Ikoria because they make it just sound like it's a warning system, but then it's used like this, and also you've got the crystals in the trailer where it glows and makes the Hellion come back, and yet I don't get it. I thought the crystals were just a warning system, but whatever, man. Ikoria is confusing in that regard, but if we just remove that from the equation, we have these crazy emerald-looking tipped triple gigantic arrows that may as well be javelins that are fired from this big bow. That's pretty cool. Pretty good flavor. I dig it. And that's going up against Shredded Sails. 1 red and 1 for an instant. Choose one, destroy a target artifact, or Shredded Sails deals 4 damage to target creature with flying, or it cycles for 2. All right. I mean, the artwork shows, what is this? It's the town of like, is it called Sky Sail? This is the part of the flying city that exists in Ikoria. And this is the hot air balloons or whatever getting all ripped up by dinosaurs, I guess. I'm going to say, like, sorry, but you do not beat the Lurking Deadeye. That is more flavorful for sure. That is cool. Let us move on. And you know what's neat about this too is it doesn't matter whether cards are common, uncommon, or rare for this sort of a comparison. All right, sorry, one at a time. That's right. Don't get confused. Sleeper Dart. 2 casting cost artifact. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Tap it and sack it. Target creature does not untap during its controller's next untap step. Sleep now, you big brute. All right, this is pretty straightforward flavor. The concept is very much what it says. It's a dart that will put you to sleep temporarily. The flavor text works together. Not flavor text, I should say. I mean, yes, it works, but the actual ability does feel like a sleeper dart where it's like, okay, this creature isn't going to untap. It's interesting that it doesn't tap the creature, though. You know, you figured that a sleeping dart would do that, but I guess you have to do it like, maybe this is something that has to hit a key point, and so you have to hit it when the creature's resting. I don't know. Either way, minor nitpick, but you can see the artwork. Buddy's got his bow. He's fired a sleep dart into this beast, which is now laying there. So overall, that flavor is pretty straightforward. I don't know why you draw a card, but whatever. That's not a big deal. And that's going up against the Ketria Crystal. 3 mana for an artifact that taps for a green or blue or red. It cycles for 2. The dark of night never truly falls on Ketria, where abundant crystals bathe the land in their glow. So they glow when there's not monsters? Okay. I don't get the crystals. That's all right, though. This artwork depicts a gigantic crystal chunk just kind of sitting there on a rocky outcropping, all these crystals in the background. This looks like it would be a nice place to take a picnic. Not too shabby. Flavor-wise, though, it loses. This is crazy. So far, the regular pack is actually winning the flavor battles. All right, let's move on. We've got Convolute, 1 blue and 2. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 4. No thank you. All right, that's pretty straightforward for a counter spell. The artwork works. You've got a wizard sitting on a rock, kind of hanging out at the beach. Those like teeth of Raugrin all there behind him. And you can see this blue magic flowing around him while red fire magic is just kind of spilling along the outside of this protective sphere. I really like the way this is illustrated. They do this in Magic a lot where they use like red and blue are enemy colors. So having like blue spells countering out specifically red spells works. Plus, conceptually, the idea of protecting you from a ray of fire, it's very straightforward. You know, he's sitting there unperturbed, unworried, and it's just like the fire's coming. He's like, no, no thanks. Let's not have that. So overall, that's good. I like that. That's some good flavor. And then we've got Auspicious Starix. 1 green and 4 for a 6/6 that mutates for 6. Whenever this creature mutates, exile cards from the top of your library into exile X permanents, where X is the number of times this creature's mutated. Put those permanent cards onto the battlefield. And so we have a gigantic green horse with a crazy rack of antlers. You've got a individual down here who's, I guess, like, we should be friends. What's up, buddy? Let's be friends. I like you. Can I have a ride or a hug, perhaps? So you got that little individual down there. Just looks like involved in a ritual. So I don't know. The flavor on this card doesn't actually really feel like it comes together. Why does this card mutate equal you getting more permanents out? How is that transmitted in the artwork? So this card is muddy flavor-wise, and the convolute is very tight and nice. So I'm going to give the win to the convolute here. Moving on, we've got, oh, this is, all right. You know what? There's going to be a basic land in the Ikoria pack, so let's shift this back. All right, so we've got Unexpected Fangs. Unexpected Fangs, 1 black and 1. Put a +1/+1 counter and a lifelink counter on target creature. And the flavor text says, with the frequent mutations, predator-prey relationships seem to change every moment. I already like it here. Another quote from Vivian. She obviously loves this place. You can see this big scaled serpent-style beast has had this crazy little hyena that has just all of a sudden, blorp, check out these fangs, son. Just kind of maybe keeping its head down, grazing on some grass. And then it's like, surprise, bitch, fangs in your neck. I like that. That's fun. Oh, and what do we got? Oh, we got a rare. Is this something I can use in my cube? 1 black and 3. Dredge of the Mire. Sorcery. Each opponent chooses a creature card in the graveyard. Put those cards onto the battlefield under your control. Oh, cool. That's fun. I like that. Fortunately, the reanimation spell just missed the long-dead colony of dung scorpions. All right, you know what? I kind of like that. The flavor text talking about, oh, this reanimation spell, it's not that precise. You're just kind of throwing necromantic energies out there, and then the other player can basically kind of warp the way those energies flow so that they flow well. Like, it's like you can't stop the energy, but you can choose to kind of direct where it's going. That's a funky style of flavor. I like that. I like that. And the artwork shows crazy, like, what? Do they have crystals on them? Why are there crystals? I don't understand the crystals in Ikoria. Make it make sense. What is going on? These are... all right, I'm giving it to Unexpected Fangs. That's annoying. I don't get the crystals, man. Come on. I want it to make sense. All right, so we've got Essence Symbiote versus a Hunted Nightmare. So we've got the Essence Symbiote first. 1 green and 1 for a 2/2 beast. Whenever a creature you control mutates, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature and you gain 2 life. The Ozolith's appearance spawned a new era of wild mutation on Ikoria. Some creatures hunted different prey, lived in new habitats, and thrived on mutation itself. See, this doesn't make sense in some ways, because it's like, how does this creature benefit from mutation? How does it give you life and make mutations bigger? It's just an angry raccoon kind of thing going, I'm angry at the world, ah! I don't know, man. I know my opinion sometimes on these cards change depending on the video, but that flavor can sometimes be mood-based as well, right? It's a subjective sort of thing. So, Hunted Nightmare, 2 black and 1 for a 4/5 menace. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent puts a death touch counter on a creature they control. This is really strong, man. Like, seriously. If your opponent doesn't have a creature, it's just 3 mana for a 4/5, and it's got menace, so if they only have 1 creature, they can't even effectively answer this back. The artwork's nice. You've got this, like, it's in the nighttime. You can see this beast is, like, wandering along. You got the dude in the back who's got some sort of probably, like, specific... Like, this looks like a hunter who knows the weaknesses of different creature types and probably has something specifically to destroy the Hunted Nightmare. And that works in the way of the Death Touch counter, right? So that flavor is pretty nice. I'm going to give the win to the Hunted Nightmare. That is not too shabby. Oh, God. Oh, that's a foil Fiend Artisan. That feels really good. I'm just gonna take a moment to say, yay! Oh yeah! Oh, Daddy likes. Oh, good fat marmalade on my toast. Sweet mama. Whew. All right. All right, let's get this round out of the way. I think I know who's going to win. Raking Claws. 1 black and 1 for an instant. Target creature gains double strike until end of turn. Cycles for 2. How many claws does a monster have? Exactly 1 more than you've accounted for. I guess that's supposed to be prepared. All right. I mean, the artwork shows a wyvern ripping up this dude here, and oh, come on, man, let's be real. We all know what's coming. We all know it's coming. Oh, it's you can play this in mono green. Papa loves you, Fiend Artisan. 2 green/black, 1/1. Fiend Artisan gets +1/+1 for each creature card in your graveyard. And 1 green, black, and X. Sacrifice another creature. Search your library for a creature card with converted mana cost X or less. Put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Activate this ability only anytime you can cast a sorcery. So this is an artisan that makes artistic creations out of the bones of the dead. This is so epic and flavorful, and oh, Mama La Jamba! Oh my God! You know what? Hold on. Actually, I'm legit getting a sleeve to put this in because I gots to protect this goodness. I gots to protect this goodness. Oh, Mama! Oh, you win! You win, big boy! All right, you go over there in the loser pile. You go in the win pile. Okay, what do we got next? What do we got next? We've got Evolving Wilds. So this is a land tap, sacrifice Evolving Wilds, search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. It's not hard to grasp that this land does not belong to us. All right, whatever. Don't care about the flavor text that much. The artwork's really nice, though. You got the sun rising here in the back. You've got, like, lava flows going along with different spikes. You got, like, a number of different styles of lands being shown here, but it's like this. It's kind of like these plainish sort of areas are being converted into a mountainous sort of area. So that's some pretty good flavor. And we've got against that Auspicious Starix. We already saw you. We already did you. Does this change anything when we have this artwork? No. All right, well, we're going to give it to Evolving Wilds then. This artwork's nice, though. I will say that. But either way, Evolving Wilds, you get the win. Ooh, Cavern Whisper. I mean, that sounds so dirty. Let me whisper into your cavern, girl. All right, we've got Jubilant Skybonder's going to face off against it. So 2 white hybrid/blue hybrid and 1 for a 2/2 flyer. Creatures you control with flying have spells your opponents cast that target this creature cost 2 more to cast. She was born unable to walk. Through the Eluda, she was able to fly. That's pretty cool. You know what? I like that. The whole like bonding concept where it's like this chick doesn't have the ability to walk and bonds with this gigantic like owl, and now as a result through her mystical bond to this owl, she has the freedom that she would otherwise be denied in movement. That's got some nice flavor to it. I dig it, and I like this whole flock of birds hanging out. I dig that concept very much. Now we've got the Cavern Whisper. That artwork is amazing. 1 black and 4 for a 4/4 nightmare. It mutates for a black and 3. It's got Menace. Whenever this creature mutates, each opponent discards a card. Overall power level kind of underwhelming. The idea of this beast that just whispers madness to you though, and each time it mutates into something else, it whispers more madness into your ear and you just start losing your mind, represented by the discard. That's some really dope flavor. And since they both have dope flavor, but this has better artwork, you get the win. You get the, oh, Mama La Jamba, this is a good pack. Zagoth Triome, look at that. We got the alternate art Triome. Okay, we've got another one of the crystals. This is the Indatha crystal. 3 to put out, taps for a white, black, or a green. White, black, or green. Cycles for 2. Crystals nestle in the roots of Indatha's helica trees, as if being nurtured by their embrace. That's a neat idea. You actually can see the artwork here where you've got like some vines wrapping their way around this crystal, kind of hugging it. I dig that. That's got like a nature-y, like, I love you, crystals, we're friends vibe. I dig it. Although it's not as nice artwork as this. This is nice right here. The Zagoth Triome. Taps for a black, a green, or a blue. It's interesting. We have 2 different cards that tap for 3 different mana colors. Counts as a swamp, a forest, and an island. Enters the battlefield tapped and cycles for 3 mana. That artwork is gorgeous. I love the waterfalls that pour over the treetops. This, and look at that, you got a little beast hanging out in there. This looks really cool, honestly. This wins, man. I gotta give this the win. Let's be real. This is sweet. Gotta give it the win. Gotta give it the win. All right. And then we've got Channeled Force. Channeled Force. This is 1 red, a blue, and 2 for an instant. The random Narset appearance. As an additional cast to cost it, discard X cards. Target player draws X cards. Channeled Force deals X damage up to 1 target creature or planeswalker. Few monsters challenge Narset after they sense their power. And the artwork, I mean, it doesn't feel like, I mean, yes, I guess it's her Channeled Force or whatever, but the artwork just, I don't know. But here's the thing. It's up against Godzilla. And Godzilla doesn't feel like magic at all to me. So this is an automatic loss on the flavor scale. Like, even though this is an 11/11 green trampler, I'm giving it the loss. Because I don't care for Godzilla. And because this is very subjective, as I said, this doesn't feel like a magic card. This doesn't please me. And so I give it, even though a Channel Force would lose to most cards, Godzilla loses because I'm not interested in it. So we give Channel Force the win. What the, wait. Oh, okay, it's a foil one. I was like, there are 2 Cavern Whisperers in here, so we got a foil Cavern Whisperer, which we've already talked about, so I don't need to go over that again. And we've got a Quartz Wood Crasher. 2 colorless, 2 red, and a green for a 6/6 Trampler. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control with Trample deal combat damage to a player, create an XX green dinosaur beast token with Trample, where X is the amount of damage those creatures dealt to that player. That's kind of fun. A crazy Trample horde. And you can see there are other, like, dinosaur beasts created by it. That's funky. So, I mean, overall, that's some pretty beefy flavor. Some pretty beefy flavor for a Trample beast, but does it beat the flavor of the Cavern Whisperer? I mean, it does depict in the art what's going on. I'm going to give it to the Quartzwood. All right, so we've got token. We'll do token versus token. It's beast versus beast. But wait. Haha. Ugh. Ew. I don't really like the way that looks. Okay, so we've got a funky beast token with a crazy, like, zebra body and big old antler things and standing in front of a lily pad-filled pond. I dig it. And then we've got a human soldier standing in his armor sideways, perfectly serviceable artwork, but nothing about it excites me. Gonna give it the loss. So the beast token for that, and then an island versus a mountain. We've got a nice placid looking lake surrounded by mountains, and we've got oh, look at that. Man, wow, that spire with crystal in it looks really cool. Dude, this is a great looking mountain. I'm giving it to the mountain. Okay, so the regular pack, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That means that we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards in the collector's edition. So believe it or not, the regular booster of Ikoria actually beat the collector's edition. And oh, sweet Lady Marmalade, that fiend artisan. So let me know what you think in the comments below, my friends. This is a community-supported channel, so if you want to support the channel, the best thing to do is join the Patreon. It makes a big difference. Thanks for coming by, everybody, and I will see you all soon.